Hey, what is going on, guys? It's DK back at you with another video here, debating on the 7-game NBA preseason slate on Tuesday. If this is your first time watching, I do cover content for NBA, NFL, daily fantasy sports, as well as for player prop sites like PrizePicks, Underdog, and Parlay Play. If you guys are not on Parlay Play, you can use the link down below for a $100 deposit match bonus. I should have it up here, but I also have like 100 tabs up, so if you guys are interested in that as a player prop site, again, link is in the description. And if you're looking for more in-depth content for DFS, or for player prop stuff, more picks, you can check out my Patreon link down below. We've had an absolutely amazing start to the NBA preseason, and it continued. I gotta say, man, if you are a hater, like, I can't even imagine how mad the haters are right now, looking at all the success that we've had over the first few days of the NBA preseason. They are so mad. So let's just recap everything here. So, and sorry if I'm not bringing the same energy. I am very tired. So I'm going to go try to hibernate after this, get a little bit of rest, catch up on some sleep. Preseason's a grind. It's fun, and it's, making a lot of money. But like I said, very little sleep here. So let's go over my lineup here from tonight. So we got to tilt a couple things. I literally had the nuts here if the Thunder starters play in the second half. Done at halftime for absolutely no reason. Spurs starters, they get a shift in the second half. How did the Thunder faders know? How did they know that they would be done at halftime? A couple other things to tilt here. Sam Hauser, very low owned. How about 2 of 10 shooting? Okay. Jalen Williams, negative ownership. No one wanted him. Starts the game off 1 of 10. I mean, it's incredible, right? And if you guys are watching, it's more proof. This is what this channel is all about. It's to prove to you guys it's not possible to run worse than me. There's no one on planet Earth, right? Super sharp lineup and get punished with the Thunder guys being done in half. And look, so a couple of other things. We dominated everything today. We'll cover that in a sec. But Tyler, also in the Discord, beats me by 0.25. He had 3 Spurs that played in the second half. I had 3 Thunder. They were done at halftime. Beats me by 0.25. I lose out on another $1,000 by 0.25 points. Look at it, right? And you want to try to tell me that there's someone on this planet that can possibly run worse than me, right? You want to try to tell me that? Huh? So the stanza that I talked about in the Discord, I was all over quickly. Absolutely no one wanted him. That was very surprising, especially after the quotes that we got from Thibodeau on the starters having a limit. I wanted to get to a couple of the Celtics values. Obviously, Pritchard was the guy that I was not fading. Hauser, again, if he just could have made a couple more shots, man, like 2 of 10. He went 0 of 6 the day before. I'm thinking, okay, he can't shoot that bad again. Shoots that bad again. But yeah, Wembayama and Chat both smash at high ownership. Giddey only played the first half. Again, Jalen Williams, 1 of 10 start. And then I rounded it out with low-owned Cam Thomas, who I was high on. Yeah, he went off. So, big day for myself. Could have been, honestly, if the Thunder guys would have played the second half, I think I would have won the 10K. But we did have we took in the big tournament, first and second place. And in high stakes, we had 3 of the top 4. So we completely dominated tonight in preseason. We can cover that. So here's a couple screenshots. And again, these are all Patreon members. So $65 into $2,400. Again, he got second in the big tournament. $15 into $1,600 there. Take a look at a couple more. Danny, obviously an NBA GOAT. $4,000 into $12,000. Nice $8,000 profit. Tyler, again, who I lost to. But if I'm going to lose to someone, I'm happy it's someone in the Discord. What was that? Like 200 into almost $3,000. And Gabe with a couple nice big wins as well. And the guy in first place is not posted yet, but I know he is in the Discord. The guy that won 10K, DBLK. So congrats to everyone. Congrats to all the big winners. And that is the recap of everything. Okay, so I'm going to close that out. Oh, and also, I just closed it. Well, we can go back, I guess. Had a really, really good day once again with player props. Went 6-2 in NBA. And the two misses, honestly, I'm pretty tilted about. I had Sam Hauser over his points, like you said, just negative, like 5% shooting. And then I had Ben Simmons under points, and he turned into Michael Jordan 1/2 a play, going for 11 points. But yeah, so we full swept the early plays that I gave. LeBron under rebounds, Dinwiddie under assists, Giddey under points, Randall under rebounds. Keldon Johnson did not play, but this is nice. $50 into 300. And then a couple more entries I posted. Again, LeBron and Dinwiddie together. And then Randall and Giddey, again, Keldon with the DNP. But huge day overall. I think I won about 400 profit with player prop stuff. Another 1,000 or so on DraftKings. So about 1,400 or so profit. Could have been a lot more too if could have had some average shooting games from Williams and Hauser, and then if the Thunder guys didn't get benched in the second half. Okay, so let's go over some news really quick. That what we know. We don't know a ton of stuff so far, but we do. A couple teams are giving us some hints. Steve Clifford said we'll play more than 12 to 14 guys. It sounds like it's going to be a pretty deep rotation there for the Hornets. For the Rockets, they have 20 guys for the team. They won't all play. Some regulars that play in the first half will not play in the second half. If I had to guess, I would say that's Van Fleet and Dylan Brooks. We know the Pelicans are keeping the starters under 20 minutes, and Willie Green expects to use a dozen players. So mainly looking at the second unit guys there. Mike Malone said Michael Porter Jr. is unlikely to play. And for the Suns, we know Goodwin, Damian Lee, and Ish Wainwright are all out once again. Okay, so for the Hornets, again, not a ton to like here. Just with, sounds like they're going to play a ton of guys. If they're going to look to anyone in the Hornets, it's probably going to be the young guys. Rookie Brandon Miller, 5.1K, and second-year guy Mark Williams, I think would be my two favorite options here on the Hornets. I mean, if you want to look to LaMelo, fine, but I'm not really confident in the minutes. And then as far as backup bigs go, I think Nick Richards is interesting there, 4K. He should back up Williams. They do have a few guys banged up, but still, I think they're going to have like 15, 16 healthy guys. So mainly the young guys I'm looking to for Charlotte. Now for Miami, so no news on Miami. In the first preseason game last year for the Heat, they actually did give their starters decent minutes. And this Heat team they have a lot of veterans on this team, right? Jimmy and Lowry, like old guys, Kevin Love, Jay. So like, I don't think we're going to see these vets play a ton, but the young guys I'm intrigued by. So like Hero and Bam of like the main guys, I think are interesting, especially if they play like mid-20s minutes. I think they would stand out as two of the better, kind of spend-ups on the slate. But the value plays are interesting for me for Miami, these younger guys. Thomas Bryant, 3.9K. We know he's a good point-per-minute guy. Second-year guy Nikola Jovic, I like a lot. And the rookie Jaime Jaquez. I think are all pretty solid plays. Even Jamal Cain, he's a stat sheet stuffer. Haywood Highsmith, I think are all pretty interesting plays. For some reason, they have Jamal Cain listed as a shooting guard. He's like a power forward, so not sure what DraftKings is doing there. Moving on to Cleveland, no news for the Cavs in the first preseason game last year. They really spread out the minutes, so kind of hard for me to like anyone in the Cavs unless we get news the starters are going to play into the second half. Jared Allen's not expected to play. He's going to be out. I think if I was to target anyone here on the Cavs, it would probably be some of these younger options. Amani Bates, the rookie, he looks solid in the Summer League. Isaiah Mobley was also pretty good in the Summer League. Craig Porter Jr., a guy that can stuff a stat sheet. It'd probably be kind of these younger end-of-the-bench guys I would look to if I'm going to play anyone in Cleveland. Now for the Hawks, no news for the Hawks. And I forget, did they still have the same coach as last year? There's a couple of these teams where I'm like, I kind of forget. But in their first preseason game, they did give their starters a lot of run. Not sure if we get that amount of run again, but if we do, obviously, then guys like Trae Young and DeJounte Murray are going to look really, really good. Front court guys would be solid in Capella and Okongwu, but Donovich would look decent. If they end up, limiting the minutes on the main guys, then rookie Kobe Buffkin, I think would be pretty good. The Michigan product, again, he's a guy that can, stuff a stat sheet. He would probably be my preferred option of these cheaper guys on the Hawks. Move on to the Pacers. So Pacers last game, Halliburton did not play. Nembhard did not play. I assume Halliburton will play in this game. It was just due to rest. So we'll keep an eye on that. If he does play, then Halliburton's definitely my favorite option in the Pacers. I would assume he probably plays around 20 minutes. If he does not play, then guys like a guy like Mathurin and McConnell will get a bump. Mathurin did play in the second half. McConnell, Turner did not. And then rookie Jarris Walker was really solid. Also got extended a bit because of overtime, but in 27 minutes for 19 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and a block. So he's probably my favorite of the value plays here for the Pacers. Talk about the Rockets. So again, with that quote, I assume it's probably Van Fleet and Dylan Brooks that only played the first half. So I assume, these younger starters like Jalen Green and Şengün and Jabari Smith play into the second half. So those are the guys I would look to. Again, Şengün, Green, Jabari Smith. And then some of these younger guys I think are pretty good plays too. Tari Eason, my boy, I think is going to have a big year. Thompson, I think is decent. So Jock Landale probably play the backup 5. I think he's a viable value as well. But I would say mainly those young guys and the younger starters like Green, Şengün, and Jabari Smith. Moving on to the Magic, nothing for the Magic. Again, I forget if they have the same coach or not. I can't remember. But in their first preseason game last year, they did give their starters solid minutes. So if we get some more run, I think guys like Paolo Banchero, Wendell Carter Jr., and Franz Wagner would all look pretty good. And even some of these guards, Markelle Fultz, Cole Anthony, I think are decent options as well. So yeah, I think all the main guys for the Magic here look pretty good. And then if you want to look to some value, the rookies, Black and Howard, I think are decent options. I think I would prefer Black, just a guy that a little bit of a higher floor. While Howard, I think a bit more score independent, the Michigan product as well. This is, again, the Orlando, like Wolverines, basically so many Michigan players on this team. It's wild. Definitely not looking to like Joe Ingles or anyone like that. We know Goga Batadze is a good point per minute guy. Mo Wagner is a good point per minute guy. Those guys are viable options. Now for the Pelicans starters, again, the quote is, where is it? Under 20 minutes, and they'll use a dozen players. So that makes me like the second unit guys, but it doesn't mean you can cross off the starters. I think, of the main guys, Zion would probably be my favorite option. Finally get to see Zion healthy, which is nice, playing alongside these other main guys. I assume they probably go CJ Ingram, Herb Jones, Zion, and JV in the starting lineup. So like Zion quite a bit. He would be my favorite of the top end guys, but the second unit is what really intrigues me here. So no Trey Murphy, no Alvarado, no Nance. I think Dyson Daniels would probably be my favorite option. He won me a tournament in the summer league, $3,000 because he had a really, really good game. Again, I assume he'll play a good amount in this game. Najee Marshall, I think, will get some solid minutes as running with the second unit. Hawkins, the rookie, I think will get a good amount of run. So it's mainly the second unit. EJ Liddell, I think will get some solid minutes. You can Sebron will probably get minutes as well. But I think Daniels would be my preferred option of those younger guys. Moving on to the Bucks, so they rested the main guys last game. We'll see what they do here. If the main guys do play and they play into the second half, then Giannis is probably the best bet on the slate just because it's Giannis Antetokounmpo. But we'll keep an eye on news there. If they end up resting a lot of the guys again, then we can look to some of these younger guys. I think like a Wigginton, a Beauchamp, a Portis would be really productive in his minutes, but he only played the first half last game, so a little bit tough to say right now with the Bucks. If I had to guess, I would say all these guys do play, and the most likely scenario is they probably only play a half. But for the Grizzlies, obviously, again, no Ja, no Smart, no Brandon Clark. We did see the starters play into the second half. I think Bane and Triple J are two of the better plays in the slate. I assume they play similar minutes of like low to mid 20s. So really like Bane at 6'8", really like Triple J at 6'4". Other options here for Memphis. Steven Adams is fine. You can look to guys like Kennard and Conchar. They're reasonable, but it's really Bane and Triple J that I like a ton. So let's and they started Derrick Rose too. But how many minutes did he play? He only played 14 minutes. So again, Bane, Triple J, probably the guys I like the best here. Talk about Denver. Jamal Murray a little bit banged up. We'll see if he plays. Michael Porter Jr. is not expected to play. Other than that, we don't have any news. Now, if I had to guess, I would say that the starters only play the first half. That's what we saw in the first preseason game last year. So if I'm going to play a starter, it probably would be Jokic. I think salary is not really going to matter in the slate. So if you give me 15 minutes of Jokic, it could be enough. You never know. Like 15 minutes of Jokic could be enough to make the winning lineup tomorrow. But I think the guys that are the most interested would once again be the second unit. So guys in the second unit, I think would be these younger guys like a Colin Gillespie, a Strother, Peyton Watson, Hunter Tyson looked really good in the summer league. Pickett, like these are all guys that are really interesting to me. And probably the guys that I like the most here for Denver. I would say Watson and Tyson, probably the guys I like the best. But I think you can make the argument for a lot of these guys. Gillespie, Strother, Pickett, all firmly in play. For the Suns, starters barely played in the first preseason game a couple days ago. I would assume starters probably get around a half. So again, KD, Booker, if they get about a half, they're viable. My boy Nurkic, 5.9K, that's fine. If they take it easy in the starters minutes again, or even rest them, then we can start looking to some of these, backups like, Drew Eubanks, maybe Grayson Allen. We saw Bol play well, but he kind of only got garbage time last game. Let's finish it up here with Utah and the Clippers. So for the Jazz in their second preseason game last year, starters, got low to mid 20s minutes. Basically all the starters outside of Lauri Markkanen got second half run last game. So of the top end guys, I think Lauri looks good if he does play in the second half. Again, he only played in the first half last game. Clarkson came off the bench and did not play a ton. So that is a little bit worrisome, but Walker Kessler would probably be my favorite option. He played into the second half, and we know he's a good shot blocker, good point per minute guy. THT had a solid game. I'm fine with him. Sexton was a little bit quiet in the starting lineup. And once again, I like the rookie Keontae George. Again, I'm very high on him. I think he's going to have a big year. He played with the second unit. I think he's a really solid value play there. Chris Dunn had a good game as well. I'm fine with him. I think I would prefer George, but Dunn did smash. My boy Yurt 7 got some garbage time run. We know he's a really good point per minute guy. But again, I do think the starters play in the second half. Finally, the Clippers. So they rested Westbrook, and I think Morris is out due to rest last game too. No news, or it's a groin, so I don't think we'll see about Marcus Morris. But it was Batum that rested. Yeah, so Batum and Westbrook both rested. I assume they'll be available here. We will see. The issue with the Clippers is they ran a very deep rotation and only played the main guys really in the first half outside of Bones Highland. So I think once again, my favorite option here for the Clippers would be Bones Highland. He's just going to chuck when he's out there. Even when he's playing alongside high usage players, like Bones is still going to shoot a lot. So I think Bones would be my preferred option. Again, if you wanted to look to someone else here on the Clippers, a couple guys I'll mention, Kobe Brown, and I think Musa Diabate are interesting kind of punt plays. But again, the Clippers played a lot of guys. So outside of Bones, it's really hard for me to get to anyone. All right, guys, I know it was a bit of a shorter video, but like I said, I am running on E, so I need to go to bed after this. But thanks again for watching. Hope you guys do enjoy. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you all in the next one.